Peace and blessings. This is Big Rick 1961, formerly on Black Planet and still on Conscious Africans Connected on Need. And what we're going to talk about today is the tithe. Now, a little bit of background. The tithe is for people that want to believe in tithe. But the thing that I found disturbing was that how I perceived tithing, because all I did was listen to people. Sometimes you just can't listen to people. You have to do some research. And when you do research, it makes you more knowledgeable. But I'm not saying to do research just to be anti-anything. Just do research to become more knowledgeable. Because when you have knowledge, you have power. And all I'm going to do now is some will be empowered and use this information to further research and become more knowledgeable. And some may use this to, win arguments. But the end of it all is, have you created truth or more truth in your life? Now, in the book of Genesis, you'll read in the 14th chapter how Abraham rescued Lot. And when he rescued Lot, he came upon the king of Salem, who was Melchizedek, the priest of God Most High, who blessed Abram because he had this victory with this plunder. So Abram gave the priest 10% of what he had plundered. That's the first reference to the 10%. Now in Deuteronomy 14th chapter, 22nd verse, it talks about the tithe and who it's supposed to go to. And the tithe is supposed to go to you. You earned it. You tell people that God has blessed you. Do what you want with it. That's what the tithe is supposed to be. Now, if someone can show me where I'm wrong from their own Bible perspective, not pulling, verses from here, there, and everywhere, I'm just dealing with the tithe and where the 10% came from. Now, they may say, all right, but in Malachi, you're robbing God of tithe. But if you read the book of Malachi, it'll tell you in the first 2 chapters who they're talking about. And only people, if you also have a Bible, look at the temple structure. Where the storehouse wasn't accessible to people unless they were consecrated or priests. So, the only people who could rob God of tithes are the priests. Now, we can get into this whole semantics about who a priest is and who a priest isn't. And again, the priests that, are in your church, I don't know what seminary school, that God has ordained to bless or say that anybody is anybody. And then you have the evangelists, who say they have a calling, and some do. And I'm not saying that, to do anything but to read what it says, and then come back to me. And let's not interpret it in the words of hypothetical understanding, but just what the word said. Then challenge your pastors to, what the book says, but if you think that he's the man of God, it's going to stop you. But if you're a person who has the ability to comprehend what is written, then why are you giving money to your church? Now, if your church is doing good works, educating people, feeding them, then you should have no problem with supporting that effort. They're building up the community. They house people, helping get jobs. become self-sufficient, then, what am I saying? Then they're doing, something that you would want to give them money for. But if your church has deacons who can't afford prescriptions or borrow money all the time, how empowered are they? And there's plenty of money in America for those who choose to live the American lifestyle, the foundation of which is another story. But again, I just started with that. Someone wants to get back at me, I'm free to listen, just as you are free to listen here. And with that, stay blessed, and let's have an intelligent conversation about it.